What is up, everybody? I'm of course the one, the only, the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh! Representing Legion, and today I'm coming to you guys to talk about the latest set that Konami has given us, which of course is the Shadows in Valhalla. Why do I want to talk about this set today of all days is because today is the day that you always remember. It's the day that the Joker talked about this set. But guys, seriously, the reason I want to talk about this set is because, you know, the fact that it's been out for a few days, it's kind of given us the chance to see what you can actually pull from this set, what's the probability of pulling the cards you want from this set, as well as what decks can actually be helped and made from this set. So keeping all that in mind, that's why I wanted to wait those few extra days. You know, instead of just coming right out the day it was, you know, released and talking about, you know, the cards that are already in it, you know. I've already shown that, I'm pretty sure, once before. I already showed it somewhere else. So I wanted to wait for today so that we would be able to see the prices. So this is also going to be a market watch, and I'm going to talk about the probability, you know, a little bit of what is the chances of actually pulling the cards that you want to try to be getting, and actually is it worth picking up this set, or is it better to just leave it and get something else. And hopefully at the end of this video, you know, I just help you guys as much as I possibly can, because that of course is what I'm here for. Now before I get into this video, I do also want to say these are of course all my personal opinions. If you don't agree with them, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going out to say this stuff, you know, to hate on anyone. It's just my personal opinions, and hopefully you guys, you know, like them and, you know, you don't mind them too much. With all that in mind, I really hope you guys just enjoy the video. And of course, if you have anything to say or you want to say, just feel free to comment it down below, guys. So without further ado, let's just get right into this set, shall we?
Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
So many happy faces!
Okay, so the first things I do want to be talking about is the basic information. You know, the stuff we already see here. If I haven't already talked about it once before in one of my previous videos, because I honestly can't remember if I have or not in one of my monthly recaps. If I haven't, I'm really sorry about that. But guys, this is just your basic information. You know, the fact that it includes entity support, invoked, ninja, old entity, outer entity, and Valkyrie archetype. So it's got a little of the new stuff as well as the older stuff. The fact that the set just contains 60 cards, but all of them are either secret or super rare, does make this set a really nice set in the way of look-wise. And you know, it's already been announced, we don't need that part. It did come out on August, you know, 17. So I've given it a few days just to talk about this set. It's not been a complete week, but you know, it's just given me the chance to see, you know, as I said, the probability of the cards that you actually want to be seeing, of you being able to pull them. Now, of course, here are the list of all the cards. Now, I don't want to be going into the list of every single card. As you can see, it's the Valkyrie stuff, which, honestly, I have seen a few decks on, but I'm not that impressed. Compared to the stuff like Gokis, compared to the other meta stuff, compared to even Trickstars, compared to, hell, even Pendulums, some of those decks are still pretty great. Paleos, for God's sakes, Counter Fairies, like, I could go on and on. Compared to even some of the Rogue decks, Valkyrie at this point of time doesn't stand on its own as well as some people were hoping for. I mean, it's really fun the fact that they can special out the way they can have a lot of fun, but honestly, a lot of the cards in this set, I'm saying right now, this is just, as I said, my personal opinion, they're not meta-defining as of yet. They are still missing a lot of things. And that's exactly what it is. You know, Valkyries and, you know, the entity stuff, it's just fun stuff, as well as the ninja. It's basically for the fun players. Same with the hero stuff. I mean, Masked Hero had its day. It's basically, you know, been said and done in the way of it being in the meta, in the way of it ever being in the meta or close to it ever again. But, you know, it might have had that little bit where it was actually in the shine, but now, no, it's not even close to it. It's just a fun deck that you can play, and it's just for the memes, honestly. Same thing with the Mermails. They've had their time in the sun. You know, they've shined long enough and then they got hit. But some of these cards, you know, are still relevant in the way that Mermail players that haven't been able to get these cards can still actually get them, which is pretty nice. So, right off the bat, just from them, if you're looking to try and make a deck from any of them, I'm sorry, but personally, you know, you're not going to be really going into a meta-defining thing. Maybe at your locals you may have a lot of fun, but I wouldn't chance it on trying to spend a lot of money trying to get a booster set or whatever, or even just a few cards that are just them and trying to hope that you can win every single game. Honestly, they're missing a lot for that to even be close to happening. Although in saying that, this is where we start to get down to the lot better stuff. It's like the beginning of the list, absolutely, you know, it's fun, it's, entertaining, but in the way of it being really meta-defining, in the way that being OP in a lot of decks, it's yet to be said truly until someone comes up with a nutty combo. But in saying that, Invoked Mechaba, Magical Meltdown, Invocation, and then there was even the annoying cards that actually, Alistair the Invoker. Those cards are what you need to make the actual Invoked engine. That's basically what the Invoked engine is. So if you get this set and able to pull the Invoked stuff, and you want to play Invoked, that's absolutely great because you've already got the engine basically in this set, and, it's a lot cheaper than it once was. And I will actually get into the prices, as I said, in a little bit after we just get through some of these cards. Going on from that, Omega Summon, nothing too special, but then of course you've got Ash Blossom. Now this is a card that, this is its third reprint. It's, been said to get reprinted again in the Mega Tins. So God, it's getting reprinted a lot. So, for example, I got mine when they were pretty expensive. I got one off the incredible Dark Magician A1, bought one and then traded for another one. So yeah, for a card that was like, when it first came out, it was $80 to $100. Then when it got reprinted, it got down to $50 to $60. Now it's reprinted again. The card just keeps on going down in price. So, I'm already going to spoil the price for this card because I've already looked it up. It's about $20 each. So $60 for a playset. If you pay $40 to $50 to get a playset, in my opinion, that's still pretty good. But at the same time, kind of wait for the Megatins because I guarantee the price will go down even more. So for a card that was once $100, you might be looking at getting it for maybe $10, $15 a piece. So for all you budget players, there shouldn't be any excuse that, if you're going into trying to play the most meta-defining tournament, and you shouldn't have the excuse now of saying, oh, I can't get Ash because it's so expensive. I mean, if you're not willing to drop at least $30 on one of the most greatest, hand traps that has ever been released in the game, I don't want to be that guy, but, maybe stop spending so much money on the other cards and work on trying to get the stuff that actually works in the games. Moving on from that, though, Gem Knight, Seraph Knight, the fact that this card's secret rare, that's actually really nice to me. El Shadow Winder, this is kind of weird to me because El Shadows haven't been played in a really long time. So this might be a hint that the fact of Construct might come off. I don't know. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it won't. You never know. Moving on from that, just got the basic stuff, which is basically, secret rares, nice ones. Golden Bamboo Sword, which of course, to try and get the whole golden bamboo, the whole bamboo engine, it does cost still about $80 or, about $50 to $80 on average to try and get that engine. So yeah, it can be pretty hard, but this also does make it cheaper. Talking about cheaper now it's time to actually talk about the prices of these cards, what you want to be trying to pull. And this is where I'll talk about, more about the probability of trying to pull these cards that I've personally seen. So this is just from what I've seen, guys. Feel free to comment down your experiences absolutely down below. So this, of course, unfortunately is on Troll and Toad. I've checked up TCG Player. For some reason, my TCG Player has cursed me forever. I bought from there once, and then it's never worked again. So that's why I'm not able to really get that one up. So keeping in mind, this is somewhat American prices, but it's still close to Australian and all that. So, of course, for a booster set on here, it's about $64.95, but then keeping in mind that's American. So yeah, you are looking at paying maybe $80 to $100 on average for this set. Now, let's keep that part in mind. This is one of the main cards you do want to be calling. This is the Alistair, the Invoker of Madness. Now, I don't want to get into the effects. If you want to get into the effects, feel free to just search these cards up. I'll just... if I click onto it, you see the effect, roughly there and all that. Which is just too much of a hassle for you guys to try and read. And if I'm reading every single card, the video is going to be way too long. But this card has actually been pulled quite a bit. There have been actual accounts where people have gone out, bought 2 packets, and pulled this card. So they have actually made their money back. Now, roughly, either in the box, you're looking at trying to either get an Ash Blossom, a Mischief, or an Alistair the Invoker. Guarantee one of these, at least, is going to be in every single one of your boxes that you open. That's just from what I've seen, guys. Some people have been lucky enough to pull 2 of these main cards. Some people have been lucky enough to pull 3 of them, it's absolutely insane. Some people have actually pulled about 2 or 3 ashes just from one box. So it just also depends on the box you're pulling. But keeping that in mind, you know, as I said, Ash Blossom of Joyous and Joyous Springs is one of the main cards that you do want to be pulling. The fact that this card is now $20 to $24. Honestly, I'm saying right now, don't pay more than $20 for this card because the Megatins are going to be coming out. Preferably try to trade for it, honestly, and it'll be a lot better. As to the Invoker, this is mainly if you want to play Invoker, but honestly, as I said, the main thing that you want from this set, of course, is the engine. So if you get it, it's absolutely great. Either way, you're getting that engine, which is really nice. And then Mischief of Time Goddess is only if you want to be playing the Valkyrie cards themselves. Moving on from that, the other cards that are really expensive, of course, is the Valkyries themselves. These are, you know, they're priced up, these 3, but the deck is still yet to be defined as meta-defining yet. And guys, honestly, as you can see, I said expensive, but we've gone from $30 right down to $5, $6 a card, honestly. You know, so it does make it questionable of, if you get a box, you then trying to work it out of like, okay, yeah, this card's $5, this card's this card's that. But honestly, you want to be trying to get the main cards that you want. So 9 out of 10, it might be better just getting the singles as it stands right now. In saying that, you know, you've got Ninja, Grandmaster. Now, these Ninja cards are priced, you know, that one's the only one that's actually priced up to $6. All the rest, as you can see, have been priced really low. Every other card is about $2 or less that you really want to be getting. Invoked stuff, it's about 5, you know, to get a playset 333, then you got 4, 8, 12, you know, you're not looking at a lot, but at the same time, you're probably looking at maybe less than $30 to get the whole lineup of these that you want, and then, you know, paying the extra that you want of that card. So, potentially for less than $70, you can get your entire Invoke stuff that you really want to be getting. Saying that, you know, you've got the Ninja stuff, which already, yeah, as I said, I'm not a big fan of. I haven't seen Ninjas ever be played well. I've never seen them, you know, as a big threat. So, you know, if you open this set, just keep in mind you're going to have a lot of Ninja stuff that you probably don't want. Magical Meltdown, the fact that this card is less than $1 is just absolutely great. As I said, it works with the Invoke stuff. That's why I said less than about $50 to $70 if you get all the stuff that you're wanting. That's a nice price. If you get it for $30 to $50, that's even better. But guys, honestly, as you can see here, all the other cards are 50 cents, you know, 50-cent cards. It's just a 50-cent set. You know, they're really nice for collectors, but is it worth it picking up the set? That, of course, is the main question. And of course, guys, no, honestly, I'm saying right now, it's not worth opening up a box unless you get the box cheap, because, you know, it's a lot better to try and get the packets. Because at least if you pull one of these, you know, $2.50 cards or even $3 cards, you know, you're still pretty in the nice spot. If you get nothing but the 50-cent cards, you know, some of them are actually pretty good. For example, the Kashke Magician, you know, that's one of the better ones. The Magical Meltdown is, of course, is a lot better. But a lot of these other cards are just for collectors. So right off the bat, guys, I'm personally saying, no, this set isn't worth picking up in the way of trying to get a box. In saying that, it is the fact that it's worth picking up the singles that you want. The fact that these cards have been reprinted. The fact that the way that they've reprinted them has made the price go down, you know, dramatically is really well. I mean, the other day, this card was still about $30 to $40, and now because it's got reprinted again, it's about a $20 card. So yeah, guys, if you're picking up Ash, it's absolutely great. If you want the Invoke stuff, yeah, that's nice. But honestly, Invoke stuff has always been more of an engine, so this card is still yet to define is, you know, if you want to play it in every deck. And that's mainly also another thing you want to be looking into. If you're a beginning player, you want to look at, is it worth picking up this set, you know, because of the fact of, you know, I might only be able to play a few of these cards in one deck. Then if that deck gets hit, you know, where am I left with? And that's another thing to think about for the beginner players. If you're someone that can spend the money, absolutely great, you know, you've got the chance to play it. So keeping all that in mind, yes, this set is good in the way of some of the singles are nice, but is it worth picking up the entire set as a box? No. Is it worth picking up maybe a few packets? Possibly. That's a lot of fun. And another one, of course, is, you know, is it worth the fact that these cards got reprinted and now it's actually a lot better to trade? Yes. So guys, those are just my personal opinions on, you know, as I said, the probability of trying to pull these cards is the main thing I wanted to be talking about, which I already covered. The probability of these cards is pretty average, you know. You're looking at maybe 1 or 2 per box. Maybe 1 a box at least. So yeah, it's 60 cards in a box. So you are getting about 60 cards. But you know, if you just get 60 cards that are just, you know, if you, let's get 40 cards, 50 cents a piece, and then you might pull 1 decent card, you know, in the long run, no, the set itself as buying a box, I'm sorry, isn't worth it. But, you know, trying to get those packs, absolutely, that's what I would personally recommend picking up. Just even if you want to try your luck, or if you go to your local tournaments, like I am going to my local GameTraders Salisbury, and, you know, if you get the chance of being able to switch for your OTS pack into one of these packs, I would honestly say try to do that, guys. It's a lot better. So keeping all that in mind, you know, those are just my personal opinions, and I really want you guys to comment down below what your opinions on this set is, what you think about my personal opinions. Comment down below whatever you wish. You know, as long as it's somewhat nice, I kind of want to see some nice stuff. But honestly, guys, I can't tell you what to type. I can't tell you what to write. That's what I just love saying. It's just a fun game that we all got to play, right? So keeping all that in mind, you know, as I said, those are just my personal opinions. Hopefully, you know, you agree with some of them. If you disagree, please comment down below. Actually, we'll have a full-on conversation going on. But of course, guys, that's it for this video. That's all I really wanted to cover, talking about, you know, the sets themselves, as in the decks. Are they actually worth playing? No, not really. The decks that come from this. The cards, are they worth trying to pick up? Some of them, yes, of course, the ones I already covered. And is it worth picking up the box? Absolutely not, unless you're getting, you know, unless you've got the funds and you can potentially pull some, you know, just 2 or 3 of them in that, and then you're golden. That's basically what you want. But even at paying $100, you know, you got to really try and pull every single pricey mint card, which 9 out of 10 is extremely hard. So there is no card that can actually get you back the entire price of this box. Even if it's like a, you know, $60 to $80 box, you know, you still got to try and pull some really nice cards. So keeping all that in mind, you know, those are just my personal opinions, and I hope you do enjoy this video. Hopefully you did enjoy this video, and you know, hopefully some of the information I have given you guys and my personal opinions have helped you guys in evaluating, you know, if you really want to get this set. And comment down below actually also, you know, if this video has changed your opinion on trying to get this set, or if this video has made you want to get this set even more, just to prove me wrong. Either way, guys, I just want to see you guys keep on smiling, enjoy the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Whatever TCG you play, guys. And that, of course, ends it for me, the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh! Representing the Legion, signing off.